Hello, this is Wes Fryer, and I would like to show you in just a few minutes how to create a clever information trap. And by clever information trap, what I mean is a tool that you can use on a variety of different devices, whether you are using a smartphone, you're using a tablet device like an iPad, or you're using a laptop or other desktop computer to be able to save links to articles and other websites that you would like to refer to later. Now, social bookmarking sites like Diigo and Delicious are the primary places I have used for the past several years to save these kinds of sites. But one of the difficulties we face today using a multiple, selection of tools like tablets and smartphones is that the tools that let us save those sites that we find on those devices aren't always accessible inside apps and other things. But one of the things you can do in almost any app today is email a link if you want to share the resource. So I created a post last night that you can see on the screen called Create Clever Information Traps with ZooTool, Posterist, and IFTTT, which is if that then this. And the idea here is we're going to create a series of steps that are going to happen, and you can kind of see those steps here in this screenshot, so that when we save a new link to a website that is called ZooTool, then we're going to be able to have that link do several different things and go several different places. So first of all, I'm going to just scroll down a little bit on my blog here to the sidebar, and you're going to see underneath links to Facebook pages, there's an area here that says stuff I'm checking out, and below that it says more articles I'm reading. Now, I used to use Google Reader exclusively pretty much to share articles that I would find, but there were a couple difficulties with this. Number one, not everything I found online that I wanted to share was in my Google Reader account, or could be put in, because you have to have a subscription fee to put it in there. Second of all, Google Reader changed in October of 2011 their process for letting you share links. And while there's an app called Mobile RSS for both the iPhone and the iPad that still supports that kind of sharing, and so that's why you see those articles here update periodically, Google Reader doesn't support that anymore. They want you to share on Google Plus, and I don't want to share everything on Google Plus. So this page right here, this widget that you see, is actually coming from FeedBurner, and any blog that you set up, you can choose to burn the feed and then have some other options. This is called, Buzz Boost, I guess. And so if I click on one of these links, it's going to open up this blog page, and you're going to be able to see this link, and we could actually go here and click on this article. This is the top 5 most watched science videos on YouTube in 2011. Now, that particular link is showing up in the sidebar of my blog, but because of this smart or clever information trap, it is also showing up here on my Diigo account. And you can see that it shows up here as one of my recent bookmarks and annotations. In addition, I also have this going out to my Google Reader account, and if I flip over here to Google Reader, and I guess that was my education shares, but I'll load up my Google Reader in my browser, you can see that if I hide my news feeds down here, actually none of the links that I've shared today are a new link that I haven't subscribed to in the past, but those appear down at the bottom of my Google Reader so that I can categorize them if I want. The last thing that this tool lets me do is send out a tweet. So if I go here on my tweets, you can see that it says I reading the top 5 most watched science videos, and that link went out there. So I'm going to show you how to set up this kind of a process for basically with one email, sending out all of these different things. By the way, I coined that term I-reading. I don't know if anybody else is using it or not, because when you look at videos and you're listening to audio, it's really not just reading, right? And I'm doing a lot of that consuming on an iDevice. So that's why I called it iReading. So if you'll go through the steps that are on this post, it'll basically, kind of take you through it. What I want to point out is that I have created what are called recipes, and these are tasks that are shared on the website if that, then this. And so once you create an account on the website ifttt.com, you can click on these recipes, and then you can import these into your account to be able to use these. So let me go ahead and show you how it works to create a task. And if you want to create something like this from scratch, you certainly could. The first steps are going to be to create the accounts that you want to use. And so I've created an account on ZooTool, and importantly, ZooTool is the only tool I've found so far that lets you send an email to post a link. So I'm going to click this link here that says create a task to kind of show you the process. It says if then this, then that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and we select a trigger channel. These are all different channels that are supported. In this case, I'm selecting ZooTool, and I've already connected my account to this website. And you'll need to log in and authorize the account the first time you do it. In this case, like if I wanted to selectively do something like send a tweet or update a Facebook page, maybe when I use a tweet, I'll do that. I'm going to click this link that says new page bookmark tagged. So what it's going to do is say, what tag do you want to use that's a trigger to say do this? And so I'm going to tag it SOCFB, and that's going to stand for me, Speed of Creativity Learning Facebook. So if I want to send something to my Facebook page for Speed of Creativity, I'm going to be able to use ZooTool and include that as one of my tags. So I'm going to create the trigger. That is the trigger that is going to cause something else to happen. And now I'm going to click this link that says that, and I choose the action channel. So when I use ZooTool and I use that tag, it's going to do an action channel, and I'm going to come over here to Facebook pages. Now, I haven't actually logged in with my Facebook account here before, and so I'm going to need to activate it. So I'm going to type in my Facebook page, and I'll hide this from you since you don't really need to see this. Now that I have logged in to my Facebook page, I will be able to allow this website, if that, then this, to do all those things. I'm giving it a lot of permission. Always make sure you trust the website before you grant that kind of permission. And so now I can click and see the pages that I have on Facebook. And here's my page for Speed of Creativity Learning. So I'm going to go ahead and click Update, and then I'm going to click Done. So I have now created a connection to that page, and I'll continue to the next step. I guess that was all the link to Facebook. Now I say, what do I want to do? I think I want to probably create a link post to my Facebook page wall. So when I do this, it is going to create this link, and it also lets me have a description in there. I think I'm going to say something like, I'm checking this out, or I'm checking out this site. And then most of the time, I'm not actually using the description field. Now, there are some add-ins for some things that I can put in, and depending upon the tool that you're using as your action tool and your trigger tool, in this case, I guess it's the trigger, there's things that can carry over. So, for instance, when you use Digo in the recipe and task that I created, it takes links that I use on the ZooTool post, and it goes ahead and puts those in Digo. So the information is really traveling several different places here with a single action, and that's the power of if that, then this. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create Action. I can put a description in here, and so it's going to be cross-post a link from ZooTool to a Facebook page. And then I'll go ahead and create the task. So this task is now part of my account, and whenever I use ZooTool, it will check and see if I use that tag, and if it does, it's going to do that action. Now, I'll go ahead and share this out as well, because this may be something that you're going to want to do. Of course, you won't have access to my Facebook pages. You'll have to log in to have access to yours. But the way that I do that is I click this little thing that's supposed to, I guess, look like a prescription, or it's a recipe. You click it. And what that does is it allows you to share that title and share that trigger, and I I need to do much else. I'm going to just go ahead and say create recipe. So that is now available on my account. If you go to ifttt.com/people/wfryer, you'll be able to see that, and you could copy that recipe and use that if you want. So the last thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and demonstrate how this works. I'm going to go ahead and go to Twitter. All right, I've gone ahead and clicked on my geography category, and I don't have a whole bunch of folks. There's just 5 members of this Twitter list. But here we've got a link to see the winning entry in the places category of our photo contest. So I can go ahead and click on this link and check this out and see if this is something that I'd like to share. And I like these kind of posts that are sort of from 2011. There's a lot of different options. Wow, isn't that amazing? So here are the options and choices that I have. I'm on my browser in Chrome, and I could go up and select the Digolit and just save it right to Digo. Over here in Twitter, I also could click retweet, and that could be sent out to everyone who's following me on Twitter. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use email, and I'm going to be able to send it to all these different places at the same time. So in the Chrome browser, I go up to the File menu, I choose Email Page Location, and because I have Google Notifier installed on my machine, on my Mac, it has Google Mail as the default mail application. And so it's going to open a new tab here in Chrome, which is my default browser. I'm going to type ZooTool so that it's going to put that in as the address. Now I've saved that email address from my ZooTool account. You go into the Pro page and you click on email, and they'll give you your own custom email. I'm not sure if you can use this with other folks, like a whole team could share the same ZooTool email address, but I think you can. I don't think it's authenticating or something from your own email account. So I've got that entered in as the to address. I'm going to go ahead and just have this link right up here at the top. And one of the things that I'll do sometimes is take off stuff that comes after a question mark in a link. That is information that the website is using to gather where it came from, but I don't really need that when I'm saving the link. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in links here, tags that I want to use on ZooTool and on Digo. So I'm going to put photos, I'm going to say 2011 photo contest. Now I'm going to use some special tags which I've created as triggers to go different places. I have created one that uses the tag ZT for ZooTool, and by putting this in, this particular post is actually going to go out on my Twitter feed because I've put that tag in here. The other one I'm going to put in is what I just created, which was SOCFB, which was Speed of Creativity Facebook. And I'm going to send this email. Now, unlike some other tools, like when you retweet something on Twitter and it's immediately visible by everybody, that is not the case here with if then or if that, then this. So what I am going to do is I'm going to view my tasks, and I can actually ask it to update immediately so that it's gonna post right away. And let's take a look at these pages to see that they're not updated now and when they're going to. So I'm going here to my blog, and in the sidebar, I'm going to click the Facebook link for Speed of Creativity Learning, which I don't update that much, but this will give me an opportunity perhaps to update it more. And you can see that that hasn't been updated since November the 15th, so probably time for another post. I usually like to post videos that are there, but there's other things that you can post as well. I'm going to go back here to if then, or if that, then this. I guess that's what that stands for. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the task. And once I click the task, there's a button here that says check now. And so I'm going to go ahead and click that, and it should go ahead and trigger because I have created a post with that particular tag, the SOCFB. So I hope that information is helpful to you. I want to encourage you, if you have not, to just go ahead and use the website posterous.com as a good tool for setting up this kind of an information trap. What I'm describing in this screencast and in this blog post is a little more complex. But if you've been using tools like Digo and Delicious, you don't want to abandon those, but you want a more powerful way to be able to share links and resources to those social bookmarking sites, but then also do other things. If that, then this gives you some options to do that. So good luck, and please let me know via Twitter if you end up using this, if it's helpful to you.